Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a solo overnighter in the wind and rain and a little bit of snow. So as you can see, I've already got my setup ready to go. I've gone with a lightweight tent this time and a canister stove. So we're not going to be having a fire, even though I do have a fire pit right in front of the tent. This fire pit I actually made in another video. I slept right here with my canvas tarp. So I knew this area really well, and I knew that this was all going to set up well here before the rain. So I am going to get the tent door closed, go and collect some water, and get a coffee on the go right away. All right, guys, I got my hot cup of coffee on the go right now. It is crazy windy out. I've got sunshine, I've got clouds, I've got wind, rain, snow, everything. So I'm gonna enjoy my coffee, probably close the tent door and get some of this stuff set down so it doesn't go blowing through the forest. And that's kind of my plan right now, just relax and enjoy a hot cup of coffee. Alright guys, I'm all done with my coffee for now, and I think what I'm going to do is try and clear out this fire pit area so I get my canister stove set inside of it, and then try and build a wind block because this weather's crazy. The wind is nuts. It's blowing the trees all over the place. There's snow, sunshine, rain. Here comes the sun again right now. Out of this world. So I'm going to clean out a spot down here in this fire pit, get my canister stove in there, make a rock wall, and that will be set for cooking supper tonight, and then I can use it again in the morning for breakfast. Alright guys, I'm back down at the water, just getting a little bit of water for supper, and this is ridiculous. It is sunny, it is not very cold out, it only feels like it's probably +1 or +2, and it's snowing. So the snow comes and then it just goes away and the sun comes back out, and then it starts to rain and then the snow comes back and the clouds come back. So it's kind of a crazy day for weather. So I will mention the spotty bit of sunshine, that is actually sunset. So I only have probably about 2.5 hours of sunlight left, or daylight left. So I want to get this back over to camp, get it boiled up, start on supper very soon. But I do got to say, this weather is bizarre. Okay guys, I'm all finished up with supper now, and I'm just boiling up a kettle of water because I do need to clean out my pot because it stinks of seafood ramen really badly, and I don't want this floating around camp later on tonight. So I'm gonna give this a rinse out, take it way away from my tent, dump it out, and then come back and do a cleanup because it is going to be nightfall very shortly, and the weather is crazy, so I don't know if it's going to snow overnight, but I do want to have everything under the vestibule of the tent before nightfall. So I'm going to do all this, get everything cleaned up, and relax for a little bit and await nightfall. Okay guys, I've got my dishes all cleaned up, and it has been about an hour. Clearly there is a weather event happening because it is definitely not looking like it was earlier on today. So it is getting quite a bit colder. Like I said, I've already cleaned out my dishes, my kettle, and everything's cleaned up. All of my cooking stuff has been cleaned up. This snow came out of nowhere. This basically all accumulated in just an hour. It is coming down like crazy. So I'm going to be hunkering inside of the tent very shortly. I'm going to get my jacket off, get it dried off, and basically crawl in. Might sit inside of the doorway with that open for a little bit because I did bring a big down-fill sleeping bag, so I'm going to be plenty warm. I don't really need to worry about shutting the door right away, but I might sit back inside of the tent and enjoy the snowfall right behind the camera because this all short little Christmas tree pines is just lit up nice and bright white right now. Big snowflakes coming down. And I should mention, it is almost the month of May, and it is snowing, and it is very, very cold right now. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening. I'm basically just going to unzip the door, jump in, get all dried off, get my sleeping bag, probably leave it open for a little bit, have this beautiful view until it starts getting really dark, and then I'm going to zip it shut and enjoy a couple movies on my phone before going to bed, and then I'll be up in the morning for hot coffee. So good night, guys, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is a very chilly morning out today, and as you can see, there's not really that much snow. I thought this was going to amount to a lot more snow, but 20 minutes after I got inside of my tent for the night, took my shoes off, crawled in my sleeping bag, I could see the moonlight flickering all across the roof of the tent. So that means all the clouds pushed out of the way, the snow stopped, the moon came out. It was very, very bright, very bright. And it was pretty awesome. I could hear the wind whistling through the trees and a couple ice chunks here skirting down the side of the tent. So it was a pretty interesting evening. I was totally warm, totally warm. I'll show you guys my sleep system a little bit once when I pack up. I'll explain what I brought. But right now I'm just enjoying breakfast. I already finished up with my oatmeal, which was awesome. And now I've got a hot cup of coffee that I'm going to continue enjoying. Still very hot, steamy. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee and just kind of relax for a few minutes. The bonus is the snow stopped, so there's no snow falling from the trees, which is awesome. So I'll check back in with you guys in a few moments once I'm finished with my coffee and tidying up my area. Okay guys, I'm all finished up with coffee. I'm just trying to get squared away here so I can show you guys my sleep system for last night and give you a little bit more information about this trip. So coming out here, it was raining all day and it was cloudy and windy. This snow was most likely unexpected. I mean, I knew it was kind of going to spit snow here and there, but I didn't know that it was going to do this and actually stick to the ground. So I did bring my minus 18 Celsius degree Outdoor Vitals down bag. This is the green inside and then the gray outside one, if you guys are wondering. So this is a mummy style bag. This was toasty warm all night last night, and I really enjoyed that. For sleeping pads, this is where things get interesting, because if you guys are regular viewers of the channel, you probably remember I did a video about a week or maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago by the time this is uploaded. I made a video about sleeping pads, about pro versus budget, and then I made another video about climate sleeping pads, asking are they good or not. And that is exactly what I'm using tonight, or last night I should say. So here I have my Thermarest Ridge Rest mat, and in that video I explained that I always bring this with my Climate Insulated Static V, which is what I have here, and I put the pad on the bottom underneath of the ground, and then I put my Thermarest on top for a number of reasons. That kept me extremely warm all night long. Now keep in mind, it only got down to about minus 2 degrees Celsius. That was very warm with that pad. Without the Ridge Rest, I would have froze. Absolutely would have froze. Happens all the time. So the reason why I put my climate pad underneath and put the Thermarest on top is because the climate pad is air. There is insulation on there, but it's basically air. And if you put the foam pad underneath, a lot of people do that to help protect their air pad, which is a good idea. But in cold temperatures such as this, if your body heat goes through the climate, it's going to cool as it goes through the climate, and then it's going to hit the Ridge Rest, and then it's going to bounce back through the air pad, but then it's going to cool again coming back to your body. Likely you're basically going to be cold. It's not going to be all your warm air. So by putting the Thermarest Ridge Rest right up against your body, this will reflect like 90% of the heat right back at you, and the rest is going to go into the climate, which is elevated off the ground because it's a thicker mat. That works really well for me, and it adds a lot of rigidity to the inflatable. Whatever inflatable you have underneath, if you put one of these Thermarests on top, it feels like a nice flat bed. You can put your elbow on it and it doesn't sink to the ground. Just makes for a really good sleep. So I did go with the 2-pad system. That's what I brought, and that's why I brought it. And then I decided to bring the 1-person single wall tent, because this whole door and the other door is nothing but mesh, introducing a lot of ventilation just in case there is condensation buildup. This would help alleviate it, which is why I pitched the doors up high on both sides of the vestibule so all that air would scoop in. I was very warm. I slept like a baby last night. I was absolutely comfortable, and I had a really great sleep. So now I'm going to start actually getting packed up. I do have a little bit more coffee in my kettle that I made just a second ago, so I am going to enjoy that while I pack up. But I just wanted to cover this because I know a lot of people are going to have questions of what did I use and how did I sleep and temperatures and whatnot. So that's the scoop on that. I'm going to get that packed up, and I'm going to enjoy a little bit more coffee while I do so. Okay guys, everything is packed away inside of the backpack. Just gonna get my cup in there in just a second, but right now, if you can see off to the side, that's where the tent was, nice and dry. Pretty good time out here, I gotta say, with the rain, the wind, the snow. Very unexpected, but it made for a very enjoyable trip. So I was nice and warm all night. I had good food, great location. Everything went really well. So I'm about to get this on my back and get out of here. But before I let you go, I want to say thank you for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, drop it down in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to you. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next adventure.